Jojo Rabbit is the latest film from writer-director Taika Waititi, and it takes place during World War II in Germany, and is about a young 10-year-old German boy who has drunk the Kool-Aid on Nazis. He's all in with Adolf Hitler. He wants to be a Nazi soldier when he grows up, and he loves Hitler so much that his imaginary best friend is Adolf Hitler. But when he discovers that a young Jewish girl is hiding in his own home, he discovers that war and Nazism and Judaism are not everything that he thought they would be. Now, I'll start by saying that I'm a huge Taika Waititi fan, and I know I say that a lot about a lot of filmmakers in my reviews, but Taika Waititi, man, this guy's writing, his humor, his style of filmmaking, I just get it. I connect with it. I love it. If you haven't seen his earlier work, you gotta go on and watch What We Do in the Shadows, which is like a pseudo documentary of 4 vampires living like real world style, which is freaking hilarious. And he followed that up with Hunt for the Wilder People, which is also very funny, but also very touching on a human level as well. So he has shown that he can really tell these human emotional stories along with the funny humor that he always has during his films. And he's probably most well known for Thor Ragnarok, easily the most entertaining Thor movie in the franchise. So yeah, his reputation is just skyrocketing. So I'm glad that he was able to make this film, Jojo Rabbit, because I really believe that this film is his best film to date. First of all, this movie is freaking hilarious. I can't remember the last time I laughed this much in the movies. It's easily the funniest movie of 2019, and now that I think about it, it's probably the funniest movie I've seen in the last 2 to 3 years, to be honest. I just cracked up at everything I saw on screen. His humor is just my kind of humor that I love. It's silly, it's sarcastic, it's physical humor, and all of that, those different aspects of his style of writing, it just, man, I just connect with it. I just have so much fun with it. So all of that is there. Taika Waititi himself plays Hitler in the movie, and he does such an awesome job of just making Hitler such a buffoon and caricaturizing him. His interaction with the 10-year-old boy is just so freaking hilarious, and those are the best parts of the movie, in fact. And speaking of the 10-year-old boy, I looked him up after the movie. His name is Roman Griffin Davis, and man, I was shocked as hell to find out that this was his first acting job. I mean, this guy was freaking awesome, and like, oh, the funny scenes, he just brought it. He had the timing, he had the delivery, the physical humor. He could really nail the funny scenes, and then during the emotional scenes, the emotions he can show and display with his facial expression and his eyes, and the depth he brought to those scenes. Oh, I was just blown away. This guy, I'm not a really big guy in awards season, but if there are awards to be given out, this guy should be up there with Joaquin Phoenix and Joker, because that's how good this 10-year-old boy was. The supporting cast also is really good. You got such funny people like Stephen Merchant, Sam Rockwell, Rebel Wilson in it. Scarlett Johansson is also in it. Yeah, she's probably the least memorable person in the film, but she still does a great job. And I really love the message that this film brings. It's not just about the ugliness of war, which there is that message in there as well, of course, but it's more about humanity and getting along with people and human beings and relationships, because this boy, all he knows is to hate Jews and love Germans, because that's all he's been told through German propaganda. But once he meets this Jewish girl living in his own house, and he learns about her on a human level, on a one-to-one level, it just kind of opens up his eyes and say, hey, maybe Jews aren't so bad as what I thought, or what I was told they were. So there's a really great message in here as well about just not judging people, not stereotyping people, and getting to know them on a human level, on a one-to-one level. And I love that message in the movie. So yeah, this movie is just a lot of fun. The dramatic scenes work, the comedic scenes work. Everything is just perfect in this movie. I was trying to think if there's anything I could fault this movie with, and not really, there isn't. I couldn't think of anything. I'm thinking that it's the best film of 2019 that I've seen so far, so easily it'll be in my top 10 at the end of the year. So for me, Jojo Rabbit gets a boom, 10 out of 10. Thanks so much for watching my review. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel, MC on Film, for more reviews in the future.